Greetings, sailors, and Happy New Year! My name is Octodron, but you could call me Octo. January. A time for looking back at all you've accomplished in the past year and deciding what you can improve in the next. I think my biggest accomplishment in 2024 was starting this YouTube channel. So far, I've gotten nearly 1.5 thousand subscribers. I am absolutely gobsmacked by how much positive attention my art has gotten. Never in a million years did I think I'd see this many people who actually enjoy the stuff I make. However, there's a teensy bit of a problem. You see, around this time last year, I posted my most popular video by far. The first Redesigning Ever After High video. I cannot express how grateful I am for the positive feedback on my designs, of course. But the problem is, I find them really ugly now. I mean, I'm not trying to insult you if you like them, but I want people to appreciate art that I'm proud of, and I believe my skills as an artist and a character designer improve past these designs. So, let's try this again, starting with Apple White. Let's begin with a critique of my first attempt, ignoring my stylistic choices, let's say. The main issue is how uninteresting it is. The silhouette is rather plain. There isn't much in her design that makes you think of princesses, let alone Snow White. Also, in my first video, I said that I didn't include patterns because it didn't suit her as a character. But that was a lie. I just could not draw patterns while being recorded. I do think patterns would really improve this design. Another thing, which isn't really about the designs itself, but her pose is not helping. She's literally just standing there. So, how can we improve this? First, I posed her more like her official art. I gave her a rounder frame because I believe that's sometimes called an apple body type, and she's apple. Also, she's the shortest of the group. Since I'm not the most fashionable person, this time I made a Pinterest board for each of the girls, which I found very helpful. For Apple, I was most inspired by 80s preppy fashion. I also tried to bring in some references from real princesses and queens from history, but I don't think that came through very well in the final design at all. I want to give her a matching knee-length skirt and a cropped vest similar to some of my references. I originally planned for her puff sleeves to be a part of her blouse, but when I was coloring, I decided it was more interesting for it to be a part of her blazer. I decided to give her back the hair from her original design. I also added a crown that's more apple-shaped than in her official design. I thought it'd be clever to have apple blossoms as a motif in her design, so I incorporated them as her earrings, belt buckle, and shoe buckles. Finishing up with her makeup, I gave her a soft pink eyeshadow, blush, and bright red lipstick. And here she is! I think she's neat. Up next is Madeline Hatter, starting with a quick critique. I think her design was the strongest out of my first three designs, but that isn't really saying much. Her pose is very stiff and unfitting of an energetic character like her. Her outfit looks closer to the Joker than the Mad Hatter. Also, the colors I picked for her are really desaturated and clash a lot, but not in a way that seems intentional. She also could use more patterns on her design too. So, here's why I changed. Compared to Apple, Maddie's inspiration was all over the place. The main inspiration was Victorian fashion, in a historically inaccurate kind of way. I referenced this Pinterest picture for the general vibe of her outfit. I decided to give her a blazer with short puff sleeves, and cropped it more than the jacket I was inspired by. When I color it, you'll see that the blazer is kinda color blocked, with pinstripes and a swirl pattern. I gave her an upside down teacup for a hat, secured by a ribbon around her chin, that has a bow similar to a necktie. I gave her Victorian style boot covers for Mary Jane's, and similar elements on her glove cuff things. She also has a bit of a less obvious tea motif. All the buttons on her jacket and her belt buckle are tea cookies. She also has a fork earring. If I were to do this again, I'd give her a tea packet earring from my original redesign of her. I think it was really cute. But, oh well. I didn't give her any makeup, but she does have mismatched eyelashes on her top and bottom eye. It's hard to describe. Also, she has a tooth gap because I think they're cute. I forgot to write about her hair. Okay, ad-lib time. Her hair is pretty much the same from her original redesign, but I added some more streaks of each color in her hair. That's all I have to say about her design, so let's look at it all finished up. Last but hopefully not least is Raven Queen. I think of my initial redesigns, Raven was the worst. I think she had the best outfit, but it was really boring and didn't look particularly Evil Queen-y. The worst part of her design by far is her hair. I get what I was going for with it being choppy, but looks so flat and uninteresting. It really does nothing for her silhouette. I also think her color palette could be adjusted a little. Let's take a look at what I did to help out with all of that. I kept Raven as the tallest of the group. Again, I referenced her pose in her official art. In the series, she is a little awkward sometimes, but I think a more confident pose also suits her well. Out of all the redesign redos in this video, her outfit turned out closest to my first attempt. Instead of the whimsigoth aesthetic I gave her in her first design, I tried to go for an 80s goth-inspired look, which did not come through at all. So I settled on her being generic goth. Her outfit consists of a long black jacket with feather-like cuts in the sleeve and at the bottom. Under that is a long purple gradient slip dress. I'm not sure what it's called, but I thought it'd be interesting if the base of the dress went down diagonally from the center with lace and ruffles. Over her dress and coat, I gave her a corset that's supposed to look like a pen nib, as a nod to how she's writing her own destiny. For her shoes, she has witchy boots with the curled ends, because I thought it'd be funny, and it is, to me. Ojo macho doremi looking. Her boots have steel bases with cutouts and bolts. Her outfit is finished with plenty of jewelry, including a feather earring and a key necklace, again alluding to her choosing her own fate. Now, let's talk about her hair. I'd say her current hairdo is a mix between her originals and her redesigns, with a more modern twist, hopefully. First, I made sure to give her plenty more volume than her redesign because, oof. I describe her new haircut as jellyfish-like, with a peekaboo dye job. Just like her original design, her bangs are tied back and she has a crown headband. Yippee! That just about wraps up this video. I'm definitely way more proud of these current designs than my first batch. It really amazes me how much I've improved over the past year, even if some of it can be attributed to me becoming more comfortable having my art process recorded. Even though I do like these, there are some things I would change if given another chance. Maybe if you all enjoy this video, I can make another of them next year. Well, that's all I have for now. Don't forget to octo like and squid scribe. Bye bye and best fishes.